This video is a part of our Jamaica garden tour series from our recent trip to the island. And in today's video, we're going to be taking a look at some amazing flowers and fruits that we saw at Mrs. Grant's wonderful tropical garden. If you've never been here before, my name is Marlene. Welcome to my home and garden channel. Welcome everyone. Welcome to my returning viewers and subscribers. So let's start off first with the fruits. This right here is a star fruit, and you can see how the tree is just laden with fruit. When the fruits are younger, they have a green coloration, but as they get more towards being ripened, matured and then ripened, they take on more of a yellow hue. And she was kind enough to have us harvest a few of those. My husband did that, and this is what they looked like. And I'm sorry guys that I didn't get the chance to cut it across so you could see it, because when you see the cross section of the fruit, you can see exactly why it's called a star fruit, because it's shaped out just like a star. It is so juicy and so refreshing, and it is filled with lots of vitamins and minerals, so it's great for you. Over here, this is a beautiful pineapple patch. You'd think you're on a pineapple farm, but no, this is in our backyard, and this is actually a park shade area around the back. So many pineapples, guys, and guess what? She said that all of these were from pineapple tops. Can you believe that? And look at that. They're almost all at the same level of maturity, so she's going to have a wonderful harvest there. But look at this over here. This was so unusual. If you look closer in, you'll see what they look like. They're stuck on the trunk, basically. And this is a family member of the star fruit. They're all in the same family, I should say, as the star fruit. You can see the leaves look very similar. This is very tart, though, they say. So it's mostly used for like preserves or to make drinks than to just have it by itself. But I think it looks so amazing. Over here, now we're going to take a look at the flowers. And she has a little orchid way right here. This one is an Oncidium orchid. You can see how beautiful it looks. And you know how orchids that they bloom for a while and then they rest and they bloom again. So we were so happy that we got there at the right time to get to see these. They are so gorgeous. My mom actually had these when I was growing up, and they were in the little area of our mango tree. So they were in a perfect spot right there. These ones are not blooming right now. But down here we have another orchid coming up, not blooming yet either. But look next to it, guys. Here are some snake plants are called Sansevieria coming along right here. She has different types, as you can see right here. Some of them are variegated, some not. This right up here, this is a Chinese evergreen, and another one next to it, and more snake plants. And look at how they're shaped and the texture, and the variegations in the leaves. This one looks so unusual to me. I think we had that one growing up. I hadn't seen this one in quite some time. But look at that one. It's almost like a topsy-turvy. And look at this fern over here. I have never seen this one before. It looks so unusual. I'm thinking it is a fern. It looks like one. But I've never seen it before. Just so amazing to see that. It's beautiful. This doesn't even need anything else with it. It just goes so perfectly by itself. You can see it's propagated over there. So she has more of them coming along, which is great. This is another type of fern right here. Not a true fern, but it looks a lot like one. And it's called the arborvitae fern because it looks a lot like the arborvitae evergreen tree that we see in more temperate zones. Because, like in the holiday season, sometimes people, put decorations on them to pretty them up. But they look a lot like this. So that's kind of where the name came from, the arborvitae fern. But it is not a true fern. Similar situation here with this one. It also looks like a fern, but it is not. And it is just so beautiful. Look at the texture, guys. And I always go and take a look at them to see what's going on underneath to determine if it is one or not. Very, very unusual plant. Never seen that one before either. And then next to it, over here, we have some Rex Begonia. Look at these. And this one is blooming. It hasn't opened up yet, but that's going to happen any day now. And I think they are so gorgeous. And then onto the right of them, more Rex Begonia. Look at the pattern on those leaves, guys. It is so unusual, and I can't imagine how beautiful this is going to be when this one starts to bloom as well. So she has so many unusual flowers under here. I think they're so gorgeous. And this is a perfect place for them because it's humid and it has shade. So that's what they love. Here we go again, guys. This is another orchid. So gorgeous. Over here we have alocasia. It has a kind of like a zebra-like look to it there to me. You can tell me what you think. And I think they're so beautiful. We grow these pretty much as houseplants in the United States because, you know, they can't take the cold, so they're not going to make it outdoors. Just taking a look here, she has a bromeliad right there, same time as a pineapple, and that has beautiful, you know, coloration when it starts to flower. And she has some Calathea over here, also called the prayer plant. And she has quite a few varieties of the Calathea. And it's called a prayer plant because when the nighttime comes, the leaves close and it looks like some, you know, two hands praying is what they say. And they bloom too. You know, we grow them as houseplants here, but when they're in their natural environment, they have a lot of humidity and the shade, they tend to bloom more often. This right here is cordyline. And, you know, there are many different types of cordyline that I've gone over in videos where we go, you know, like shopping and so on. But that one is larger leafed. Over here now we have another snake plant, a topsy-turvy. And above them she has some anthuriums. And these are also called flamingo flowers. And of course they come in different sizes, but these are the ones that she has. And I think they're very, very pretty. I've even seen, you know, anthuriums that the flower head is as large as the palm of my hand. So they come in many different sizes and colors as well too. And then right over here now, this is where she does some of her propagation. So you can see she has a lot of young plants coming up, which is great. I love to see that. Over here we have another type of Rex begonia again with the curly edge leaves. And these are always so adorable when they bloom for us. And just look at these guys. Look at the margins on these right here. I just love that color. It's like you have a little pale and then you have the just strong red on the margins of the plant. Very, very beautiful. I just love them. Wish I could take that home with me. But we can enjoy them, you know, watching that way. And I just wanted to take a moment to say, if you have never subscribed to my channel before, be sure to hit the subscribe button and tap the notification bell twice so you never miss an upload. I do lots of gardening topics, tips and tours, typically in growing zone 8 in the United States, but I show you when I go to other areas as well. So over here now we have that looks like a palm right there, which is surprising, and that looks like a plumera, like it might be in that species of plants. Very, very delicate and beautiful in the shade under there. And I did want to show you that she actually grows her orchids in some cases in the coconut husk, and they love that. This is just a perfect place for them, and they do so well under here. Over here, she has some Cuban oregano, and that can be used, you know, like, you know, for seasonings in your food. And this right here is a ground cover. It looks very unusual. So if you need some ground cover, that's a good one. Over here we have coleus, and this is so camouflage, you can hardly tell that it's there. So a little more sunnier area, parts. And over here we have some crown of thorns, a red one right there. And we have some more of this, that's either purple heart or Tradescantia. And lots of the Calathea. Look at those blooms up there, guys. I think it's so wonderful when a plant that likes shade blooms, because you tend to associate flowering more with sunny plants, you know, than the ones that are in full shade. And everything comes together so nice. You can see her vincas right there as well too. I did a recent video on that. And this palm right here, guys, I'm telling you, it looks so unusual. Not so much the leaves, but just the fruiting body, because it's not like a flower, but just look at it, guys. It looks so unusual. So I wanted to bring it close up so you guys could take a look and see what it looks like. If you have ever grown one of these before, put it in the comments and let me know what conditions you grow it under. Most likely that would be in South Florida if you're watching from the United States, or of course, you know, the more cooler parts of the Caribbean islands, like what she has right here. It's a rainy parish. They get a lot of rain, so they have that warm, humid air that they like. And out in the sun area now, this is crown of thorns, and they love the heat. You know, they're adapted for that, so that's a perfect spot for them. Another sun lover again over here, this would be the pink alamanda. And I've always known the yellow one growing up, but since my visit this time to the island, I'm seeing a lot of this pink one right here, so it's kind of taking over, which is good. You know, something different, and they're very, very large flower heads. And over here she has hibiscus, and this is the white one. And we don't see that one as often. You can see the size of it right there. And then over here she has some that are, I guess you could say these are double or triple flower heads, because if you look in, you'll see, you know, how thick the petals are, the rows of petals that, you know, come in there, and all the reproductive parts that stick out, you know. So And here's a single one right down here that compares to those. Very, very beautiful. Perfect for behind the ear. And guys, if you never saw the other videos in my Jamaica garden tour playlist, I will link it at the end for you so you can get caught up. And, you know, we have one more coming, so stay tuned for that. This looks like a philodendron to me right here. Over here, I know that this is a Chinese evergreen, and I just love the margins, you know, that bright color in there. It just makes it pop. Over here, we have, this is a house cane. And this one, typically you see them like just green, but this one you can see it has those white stripes in there, which makes it so unusual. And again, she just has the most amazing flowers in my opinion. You can tell me what you think, guys. And over here, this is one of the Arbor Vitae ferns that she's showing us how she displays it on her front porch, and it's beautiful over there. Here's another Chinese evergreen again, guys, and I think this one may be my favorite. I like lots of color, but for some reason, this one just speaks to me. I don't know what it is, but I think it is so, so gorgeous. I just love it. It's beautiful. And then over here now we have snake plant and another, this is either, looks like either purple heart or tradescantia right there. And they couple so well together. Another Chinese evergreen right here. And this one is blooming. And again, you know, when they're in that more tropical environment where they can be outside all the time, you tend to find that they bloom more easily, which is understandable. But if you miss them a lot or they're kind of like in a greenhouse, you can get the same results in temperate areas. And Mrs. Grant, thank you so much for sharing your wonderful, amazing garden with us. I truly appreciate it. I know my viewers will love it. My husband and I had a great time just taking in all of what was there. We wish you all the very best, that you continue to grow the most amazing flowers that so many people can enjoy. Thank you to all my channel members and those of you that subscribe to my channel, and also those that purchase the merchandise. So thank you all so much. So guys, I hope you have been enjoying these videos in my Jamaica Garden Tour playlist, and that you'll come back for what's left, and also join me in my other videos that will be coming when we go back to gardening in the US. So thank you so much for watching. Be sure to share this out with your friends that like gardening and like to see bright tropical flowers. Happy gardening, and I do hope to see you in the next video. Take care.